Four parents walked into court thinking their excuses would work. They thought the judge would believe every word. But within minutes, the truth started falling apart. Receipts came out, records were checked, and the courtroom went silent. These parents thought they were prepared, but the court saw right through them.
Okay. Miss Katrina, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, our son Caleb James, he just turned 8, and he started school, and already he started having school issues in school. He's been getting into fights with other kids. He's been arguing with the teachers. He's not been doing his homework. And
from the start, this case feels tense. Katrina brings the father of her 8-year-old son Caleb to court, asking the judge to place him on child support. But what makes this case interesting is that the issue isn't just about money. Katrina claims their son's behavior at school suddenly changed. Fights, arguments with teachers, and falling grades, and she believes the father's lifestyle is the reason. But as the judge begins listening, it quickly becomes clear that this case might reveal deeper problems between the parents themselves.
This is completely new behavior. He was an A and a B student, and now his grades are also dropping. And I think it has to do with what Bubba here is doing at home.
Okay. Well, what is Bubba doing at home?
So he's a truck driver, and during our marriage, there were a lot of issues with that. A lot of, strange women, just a lot of alcohol use, and I think that hasn't stopped. And now I think that that's affecting Caleb.
I don't think so.
Excuse me, sir. Once it is your turn, I will come to you. That's the first thing. Second thing, those loud outbursts, they will not be tolerated.
Thank you. So during the marriage, there were a lot of issues with infidelity, with drug use, with alcohol use, and he's still doing the same job. He's still driving the same routes. And so I think he's still bringing these same people into Caleb's life, into his home with our son.
As Katrina explains her concern, she begins accusing the father of drinking, cheating, and surrounding their child with unhealthy influences. These kinds of accusations can sound serious in court, especially when they involve a child's well-being. But the judge immediately reminds everyone of an important rule. Emotional outbursts and interruptions will not be tolerated. Family court often involves intense emotions, but judges must focus on facts and legal relevance rather than personal conflict between parents.
Oh my gosh, okay. Well, is there anything else you wanted me to know before I move over to him?
I don't know.
Okay. Can I call you Bubba?
Sure.
Bubba, is what she's saying true? You cheated on her, you're using drugs, you're drinking alcohol, you're doing all of this while you're transporting things in an 18-wheeler?
No. I actually work 1 week on, 1 week off.
Okay.
So we have shared custody. So
all right.
the week that I work, she has custody of Caleb.
Okay.
The week I have off, I have custody of Caleb.
All right.
Now, some of the things she's saying, yes, I do drink sometimes,
Are you drinking while you're driving that 18-wheeler?
I do not drink while I drive, no.
All right.
I drink occasionally when I'm home. It's not too bad, but...
When the father finally gets his chance to speak, the story becomes more complicated. He admits he drinks occasionally, but strongly denies drinking while driving his truck. Then, he turns the accusation back on Katrina, claiming their son has seen many unfamiliar men around her home. At this point, the judge realizes something important. Caleb may be witnessing conflict and instability from both sides. Instead of proving one parent guilty, the case begins to look like two parents blaming each other while their child is caught in the middle.
And Miss Katrina, you're looking for him to pay child support?
I am.
Based on what?
So when COVID hit, I lost my job, and I just haven't been able to find a comparable job to that. And I was doing engineering.
And you can't find anything comparable during COVID?
No.
In engineering?
No. So my degree was in chemical engineering.
Okay.
But all the jobs I've been finding have been mechanical engineering, electrical engineering. I haven't found something that's comparable to what I've been doing.
Okay. I don't know much about engineering, but how much more different is it?
Now the conversation shifts toward finances, which is the real purpose of this hearing. Katrina explains that she lost her engineering job during COVID and hasn't been able to find another position comparable to the one she had before. But the judge carefully questions her explanation. Having a chemical engineering degree is a strong qualification, so the judge wants to understand why only a few interviews happened over the past 6 months. In child support cases, courts often look closely at whether someone truly cannot work or simply isn't trying hard enough.
So you can't do a general engineering job with that degree?
It's not comparable to what I was doing.
That wasn't my question. Have you looked for jobs that will pay you for general engineering?
Yes.
All right. How many interviews have you gone on?
3 or 4 in the last 6 months.
3 or 4 in the last 6 months, and they all said no to hiring you?
Yes.
That's interesting. I saw you signal over here. You said 0?
Mm-hmm.
How do you know, sir, that she hasn't gone on any of these job interviews?
I have a friend that she knows, and he's told me
Oh.
because he's been sleeping with her.
Oh, okay. Well, that's none of my business. Has nothing to do with me. Miss Katrina, I haven't heard a single reason why I should place this man on child support. He testified and said that he works 1 week on, 1 week off. He has Caleb during his week off.
This moment becomes the turning point of the case. The judge reviews the facts. Both parents share custody week to week. The father already pays the child's health insurance, and neither parent appears to carry the entire financial burden alone. In family law, child support usually applies when one parent has primary custody or when there is a major difference in income or responsibility. Because those conditions aren't clearly present here, the judge begins signaling that the request for child support may not be justified.
And I don't disagree with you there. I do believe that if he is having behavioral issues and everything like that, maybe seek some type of therapy, play therapy maybe, individual counseling, maybe you all could do family counseling, but that is not a legitimate reason to place this man on child support. So I'm going to deny your request today to place him on child support. And in addition to denying that request, that $75 that he's paying, I'm going to have you split it. Since you share custody, you need to share costs too. So $37.50 is what you will be reimbursing him for health insurance every month. Is there anything further?
No.
Is there anything further, sir?
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
In the end, the judge makes a decision that completely flips Katrina's expectations. Not only does the court deny her request for child support, but the judge also orders her to share the cost of their son's health insurance, since custody is evenly split. The ruling sends a clear message. Child support isn't meant to punish a parent or settle relationship disputes. It's meant to balance financial responsibility when custody or income is unequal. What do you think about this decision? Did the judge make the right call in this situation?
Okay, Mr. Bishop,
Yes.
you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, my girlfriend, Linda, she hasn't been supporting the child like I feel like she should be doing.
What do you mean she hasn't been supporting the child? You
Well,
talking about emotional support?
This case begins with a father bringing a complaint to court, claiming that the mother of his 2-year-old child is not providing any support. At first, it sounds like a typical child support dispute, but within seconds, the conversation starts revealing something much deeper. The judge tries to clarify whether the issue is emotional support, financial help, or visitation. What becomes clear very quickly is that this case isn't just about money. It's about responsibility, parenting, and a shocking attitude toward a child that immediately changes the tone of the courtroom.
No?
I have a night job, and so I sleep during the day, so it's really hard to get up and see the child.
So because you have a night job, you cannot spend time with your baby? That's what you're saying today?
Yes, Your Honor.
And you're okay with that?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you not want to be a mom?
No, Your Honor. The child, I did not want the child. Philip convinced me to have him. I thought it would be okay, but it ended up being a boy, not a girl.
So let me get this straight. You do not want the child because it's a boy and not a girl?
Correct.
That is like the most ridiculous thing anybody has ever said in my courtroom.
This is the moment where the entire courtroom energy shifts. The mother openly admits that she didn't really want the child, and shockingly, her reason is because the baby was born a boy instead of a girl. That statement immediately stuns the judge. In family court, personal disappointment about the child's gender has absolutely no legal relevance. Once a child is born, both parents have responsibilities regardless of how they feel emotionally. The judge's reaction here shows just how unusual and unacceptable this reasoning sounds in a courtroom setting.
Because of the gender? So do you not think you need to be paying child support to him?
No, he makes more money than I do.
But he has the full responsibility of parenting the child. You're not doing anything. You don't even want the baby.
Yeah, if he wanted the baby, he should take care of it then.
You made that up. Let's go ahead and move forward because, okay, how much money do you make?
$4,000 a month.
Now the mother tries to justify her position by saying that the father wanted the baby, so he should carry the full responsibility. But legally, that argument simply doesn't work. Child support law is designed around the child's needs, not which parent wanted the pregnancy more. The judge quickly shuts down this idea, making it clear that parenting duties cannot be shifted based on preference. Both parents remain financially responsible for the child, and the court's job is to make sure the child receives proper support.
What do you do for a living?
I'm an entertainer.
What does that mean?
I'm an exotic dancer.
Oh, okay. It's $4,000. Wait a minute. So you mean to tell me that exotic dancers cannot be in their children's lives? Oh no, you said you don't want to be in the child's life.
Yes.
You just want him to pay you child support and you want him to assume the full responsibility of taking care of the child too, because he wanted the child.
Here, the judge moves the discussion toward income, which is one of the most important factors in calculating child support. The mother explains that she earns about $4,000 a month working as an entertainer. What's interesting is that the judge immediately separates the person's job from their parental responsibilities. Regardless of profession or lifestyle, the law looks only at the ability to contribute financially to the child's well-being. In other words, the court focuses on fairness and the child's needs, not personal lifestyle choices.
So let me tell you what we're going to do. You're going to start paying him child support a month. Now, in terms of visitation, if she doesn't want to visit with the child, there's nothing I can do to make her do that. However, she will start paying some sort of child support today, okay?
Okay.
And you understand that?
Yes, sure.
Okay, you have a problem with that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, just making sure. So, at $4,000 a month, I have your net calculated at $3,266.81, which brings your child support amount to, you only have one child?
Correct.
$653.36, and you cover health insurance?
Yes.
How much is it?
$344 a month.
300, and that's for the child only. That doesn't include you, right?
Correct.
Okay. So that amount is going to be added to that. So $653.36 plus the $344 that he pays in health insurance will be $997.36 a month.
At this stage, the judge begins calculating the actual child support amount. Using the mother's income and the father's health insurance expenses, the court determines what her financial obligation should be. The final number comes out to just under $1,000 per month. This moment highlights an important reality in family law. Even when one parent carries most of the parenting duties, the other parent is still legally required to contribute financially. The judge also explains that while the court can order financial support, it cannot force someone to actively participate in parenting.
Okay.
Okay? All right? That should be enough for you to cover anything that you need to get for the child. And just so you know, this child is going to grow up, obviously. He's 2 years old now. He can come back later as, his life changes. He starts going to school. He might want to put him in private school or, anything like that. Any type of extracurricular activities. He comes back in here. You've made more money. You already know what's going to happen, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What's going to happen?
I'll have to pay more.
Oh, okay. Long as you understand that. All right. Is there anything further?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. If there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
In the end, the judge makes the ruling very clear. The mother will be required to pay child support based on her income, even though she admitted she doesn't want to be involved in the child's life. Legally, the decision ensures that the child receives financial support from both parents. But emotionally, the situation raises a deeper question about responsibility and family dynamics. So what do you think about this outcome? Did the judge handle the situation fairly? Let us know your thoughts in the comments. And don't forget to like and subscribe for more real courtroom moments like this.
Honestly, Your Honor, I don't even know why I'm here. She wants an increase in child support, and I've been keeping our son for the past 3 years.
All right. So that's why you're here.
I guess.
Yeah.
I guess, Your Honor.
All right, everyone. This case begins with confusion right from the start. Mr. Eugene walks into court saying he doesn't even understand why he's there. Adoram, but within seconds, something shocking comes out. He claims his 10-year-old son has been living with him for the past 3 years, yet he is still paying child support to the mother. Now, here's where things get strange. Instead of stopping the payments, the mother is actually asking the court to increase them. What seems like a simple child support dispute quickly starts raising serious legal questions about custody, responsibility, and whether the court order still reflects reality.
You mind if I move over to her really
please.
quick? Because I need to make sense of why she filed this in court asking for an increase.
Well, I mean, I do buy things for my son, and it's expensive, and
All right, so does other parents. They buy things for their children,
Yes.
and it is expensive.
yes.
So why are you here?
Well, I have a business to run, and I need his help in order to buy these things for our son.
Wait a minute. Your son lives with him.
Yes, now he does, yes.
Now,
At this moment, the judge begins digging into the details and immediately notices something that doesn't add up. If the child has been living with the father for 3 years, then the financial responsibility should normally follow the parent who is providing daily care. In most family court cases, the parent who houses and supports the child is the one entitled to receive child support. So when the mother asks for an increase while the child lives with the father, the judge clearly realizes something about this request doesn't make legal sense.
as in 3 years ago,
3 years.
that's not now. No, it's not. 3 years he's been living with him.
Yes.
So you want an increase in child support
Yes.
to do what exactly?
To help my son, to buy things for my son.
Right. You work, right?
Yes.
Where do you work? Caterer. How much are you making in your catering business?
About 400,000.
400 what? You came here to waste my time.
I make $40,000 a year, Your Honor.
You came here to get an increase in child support so that you can pay for your catering business.
No.
So why are you here?
Just for my son, of course.
Right, but you're
The situation becomes even more surprising when the judge asks about the mother's income. She explains that she runs her own catering business and earns around $40,000 a year. Despite having her own income and not being the primary parent for the past 3 years, she still believes the father should continue paying her child support and even increase it. This raises a critical issue in family law. Child support is meant to provide for the child's needs, not to support a parent's personal finances or business expenses.
keep talking, I'm listening. I'm just taking down some notes.
I've said my piece. I wanted an increase in the child support.
Who pays health insurance?
I do. Your
How
Honor.
much is it?
200.
Is that for your son only or that includes you?
That's just my son.
Okay.
I think what this started from is she may be a little upset. I'm dating her sister.
Why didn't you lead with that?
Yeah.
I don't know. I probably should have left with that, Your Honor. But
You probably should have.
yeah, I think it's some resentment going on.
You think?
Maybe, could be. I
There
guess.
are plenty of women in the world. You didn't have to go for my sister.
I mean, that is kind of outside the scope of why we're here, but she does raise a good
I
point.
mean,
You see why she's upset.
I'm a music teacher. Like she plays the clarinet
Oh, okay.
really well.
So y'all been hitting notes together.
Yeah, exactly. you
Oh,
know, so
okay.
How long have y'all been hitting notes together? That's the question.
For
Or,
that's
yeah,
that's
a
not to
long
be discussed today. Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
40,000,
You brought it up.
400,000. Okay.
And the courtroom drama takes an unexpected turn when the father reveals he is currently dating the mother's sister. Suddenly, the emotional tension in the courtroom makes much more sense. What initially appeared to be a financial disagreement may actually be influenced by personal resentment and family conflict. Judges often see cases where emotional issues spill into legal disputes, but the court must remain focused on the law and the child's best interests rather than the personal relationships between the adults involved.
Why am I supporting the child for 3 years?
Because I had the child in the first place. You're the one that took him and then.
You know, I'm going to go ahead and make my ruling because I see this is a little deeper, well, a lot deeper than just child support. And
It ain't deep, y'all.
no, it is deep.
Yeah.
It is
did
definitely
wrong.
deep. So this is what we're going to do. We are going to stop Dad's child support, okay? His child support should stop. You voluntarily relinquish the child to him. Okay, so that means the rights that you had in terms of the child living with you primarily, you gave that up 3 years ago. So it's only fair that dad stop paying child support. I'm going to deny your request for an increase, okay? Dad did make a request too, to put you on child support. So you will start paying child support today. With your income, you're capped.
By this point, the judge has heard enough evidence to understand what really happened. The mother voluntarily allowed the child to live with the father for 3 years, which effectively changed the real-life custody situation. In family law, when a parent becomes the primary caregiver and takes on the daily financial responsibilities for the child support order should reflect that change. The judge now realizes that continuing to require the father to pay support would be unfair under these circumstances.
As I was saying, he made the request for you to pay child support. In Texas, you're capped at $9,200 for your net resources. So your monthly child support obligation giving you credit for the one, well, not credit, you have one child. So it's based on 20% of your income. That is going to bring your child support obligation to $1,840. Now, he also testified that he pays health insurance for your son. If you can get private health insurance, you do not have to reimburse him. But until that happens, you're going to be reimbursing him that $200. That brings your monthly obligation to $2,040 a month.
That's more than he was paying me.
He makes $40,000 a year, and as you can see, he likes music, okay? So
He likes people that play music.
right, he likes all of that.
Just one.
So we're just going to move forward, and then that's what your child support amount is going to be to him, okay?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, do you have any other questions?
No, ma'am.
All right, do you have any other questions, sir?
No, thank you, Your Honor, for serving justice.
In the end, the judge delivers a ruling that completely flips the situation. The father's child support payments are stopped immediately, and instead the mother is ordered to begin paying child support to him based on her income. With the legal cap applied in Texas, the judge sets the payment at about $2,040 per month, including reimbursement for the child's health insurance. This case shows how family courts ultimately follow one key principle. Child support follows the parent who is actually raising the child. So what do you think about this decision? Did the judge make the right call, or do you see it differently? Let us know in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more real courtroom stories.
Yes.
Okay, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Where do I start?
At the beginning?
Okay. Well, cut to the election.
This case begins with a father bringing his situation to the court, explaining that the mother of his 2 young children struggled with drug addiction and left him to raise the kids alone. Right from the start, you can feel the frustration and anger in his voice. However, the judge quickly tries to guide the conversation toward the important legal facts instead of emotional accusations. In family court, judges are less interested in insults and more focused on understanding the situation so they can make decisions that protect the children involved.
The Great White Hope gets elected. I thought our household would be happy about it. I find out I'm married to a libtard. And she starts going off the handle, and like eventually she's just partying and doing all this nonsense and gets on H, smack, like a loser, and goes off the rails, leaves me, we got 2 kids, 2 and 5-year-olds, and just leaves me to take care of these kids. So okay, I'm like, okay, fine.
Okay, so now we're getting into the important part of your story.
What do you mean? I'm giving you backstory. Isn't that what you're here? Don't you need context?
Yeah, but all of the name calling and
Name calling.
jabs.
I'm just telling you. I'm giving you context. Okay. This idiot needs to go to.
Okay, you refer to her by her name. What is your name? You will refer to her as Martha.
Martha.
She will not be a
heroin problem,
whatever you said, and
I
an idiot.
took her to rehab, which cost $20,000.
Okay.
That was all of our savings, all of our money. It's supposed to be the kids' college fund, but I figure the kids aren't going to go to college.
As the father continues telling his story, the tension in the courtroom grows. Instead of calmly explaining the situation, he repeatedly insults the mother while describing her past struggles with addiction. The judge immediately steps in to stop the name-calling and reminds him to refer to her respectfully. In court, the way a person behaves can strongly influence how seriously the judge takes their argument. Asman, when someone lets anger take control, it can weaken their credibility and distract from the real issue, which is the well-being of the child.
I have a mom on heroin, pretty bad example. So let's get it
But
situated.
she got the help, right?
Yeah, she got the help.
Okay, so
she
that's
joined
what's
the cult.
important.
She drank the Kool-Aid. She stayed longer than her stint. Met some guy named what's his name? Paul. Met Paul. You know, the globe-trotting Paul. What was Paul into, huh? Meth? Whatever. They're clean and sober together. She comes back, you know, after spending an extra
Mr. Malkovich,
What?
excuse me.
Yes, I mean.
Did you come
always
here to waste
interrupt
my
everyone
time?
who's
What
in
is it
court?
that you want me to do?
Oh, okay. She's now got her life together. Her and Paul got a little part. I let her see the kids every now and then, you know, make sure that, you know, I'd leave them unsupervised sometimes. Not to mention, then when I do that, she's on Instagram with these weird friends, they're rehab people, introducing them to our kids. But anyway, I want money. She works now. She works out. Like she didn't even work out when we were dating. Now she's gonna keep it tight for Paul.
Here we finally reach the key legal point in the case. The father confirms that the children live with him full-time, which means the mother may legally be required to pay child support. Even though their past relationship was chaotic, the law focuses on the needs of the children rather than the mistakes of the parents. Child support exists to help provide food, housing, and basic care. The judge begins steering the conversation away from emotional arguments and toward the financial responsibilities each parent may have.
You're mad about that.
Yeah, who wouldn't be? I spent all my money in just to fund a heroin addiction, and now she comes back and she's all, Joe, you got her life together, and I'm like, well, okay, you know, I'm a good guy about it. She can see the kids, you can take them to Brahms, all that kind of nonsense, but you know, if she's gonna participate in their lives, I need a little bit of cash.
Ma'am, I just want to see my babies.
I was just getting ready to cut him off and move to you. Martha, you just want to see your children?
Yes, please.
Okay, and do the children live with him? That's a yes?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the way that it works is, if the children live with him, you are supposed to be paying him some sort of money for the kids. I mean, even though he's a little, you know, out there, he still is entitled to receive child support for the support of the children.
I don't mind that. I don't make very much, but
Okay.
I would really just
She's a waitress at Denny's.
Excuse me.
I'm just telling you.
Excuse me. Did she cut you off while you were giving that elaborate story?
I mean, she hardly knows how to speak English. How's she gonna cut me off?
No. Did she cut you off?
No.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
At this point, the judge directly asks the mother about her income and explains how child support normally works. Even if a parent earns a small amount of money, they may still be expected to contribute financially if the other parent has custody of the children. However, the father's reaction becomes unusual. He laughs at her income even though he is asking the court for financial support. Moments like this can make a judge question whether someone is taking the legal process seriously.
Well, they're not really on the line if she got it together. And she says she wants to see the kids. And I think you should allow her to see the kids.
Okay, I do let her see the kids. She can give
Yeah,
them.
but you do not have to demean her while doing so.
Ma'am,
Yes, ma'am.
I know that he's right. I have a hard time about a year ago. But like I said, I'm at a really, or like he said, I am seeing somebody else who I think is very good for me.
Okay.
Mainly, I would just like, I don't mind paying whatever child support, but if we could work unsupervised visits into the agreement, I would really appreciate that. I just don't want to see him anymore.
I think she should have some unsupervised access, considering
like-
that she's gotten her stuff together.
Well, how does that work? I mean, because who decides that? Like, can the first one be with another third party that comes?
I don't think that's necessary.
You're suggesting that I leave my children alone with her, right? Like she could go to a park and there's some dude peddling H, and then all of a sudden she's passed out in the gutter and one of my kids is getting hit by a car. Like,
Okay,
it's
I'm going to stop you right there.
unfathomable.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Yeah.
Now the discussion turns to visitation rights. The mother admits she had a difficult past but says she has completed treatment and is trying to rebuild her life. She asks the court for unsupervised visits with her children. The judge considers this request carefully, because courts often encourage parents to maintain a relationship with their children if it is safe to do so. However, the father strongly objects, arguing that he still does not trust her because of her past addiction. This moment highlights how difficult it can be to rebuild trust after serious mistakes.
And this is what we're going to do.
What are we gonna do?
What you're going to do, first of all, is get your foot. What are you doing?
What do you mean, what am I doing? I'm listening to you go
you
on.
have a cigarette in your mouth. There is no smoking in this
Why
building.
wouldn't you be smoking in there?
No, there
What,
is
you
no
want
smoking. Wait, bailiff, before he leaves, I need you to know this. We're going to reset your case because obviously you have a lot going on. So when you're ready to conduct yourself in a way that's appropriate for this courtroom, then you come back and ask me for some relief.
So you want me to come back and
No,
miss
what I want
another
you
day
to
at
do,
work?
what I want you to do is be quiet, listen to what I said, and get out of my courtroom.
This is a kangaroo court.
Well, thank
This is
you.
absurd!
This is what we're going to do, Martha. We are going to reset your case to a later date. Just make sure when you come back, you have your financial documents with you, okay? Okay.
In the end, the case takes a surprising turn not because of the legal arguments, but because of the father's behavior in the courtroom. When he lights a cigarette and continues interrupting the judge, the situation crosses a line. Courtrooms require respect and discipline, and the judge decides she cannot continue the hearing under those conditions. Instead of receiving a decision about child support, the case is reset for another day. This shows how important courtroom behavior is. Sometimes a person can lose their opportunity to be heard simply because they refuse to follow the judge's instructions.